Three, two, one. Hello there, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you guys are absolutely doing fine. In today's video, we're gonna cover a lot of things. I know it's gonna be a tough window, right? Because it's just 7 days left from the window. So Sunday, the window is gonna get closed. So we have very less time. The window has finally come to an end, and it's going to be really decisive how our season is going to go. I think till now we have done really well in the transfer window, but there are many outgoings which are left. I would like to show you the what all outgoings we have. So we have sold all these players. Shukumeka, which is the latest one, and Anselmino went on a loan. Dewsbury Hall, Uguchuku, Joao Felix, Madueke Broya, and Kepa. Now we have left out with Sterling, Chilwell, Axel Disasi, Badiashile, Alfie Gilchrist, David Fofana, Jackson, and Nkunku. So these are the left remaining players. I can see three, 8 players remaining. But I would like to add one more player in this tally, and it is none other than Tyreek George. I'll let you know why that I have added Tyreek George in this list. But then, yeah, we have so many things to cover with, and we'll start off the video directly with this. So we're gonna start off with Nicolas Jackson's agent, Diomensi Kamara. Let's see what he got to say. 30 goals in 2 seasons without a single penalty, highs, lows, but a page is turning at the Blues. Always grateful for yesterday, but already looking towards tomorrow with optimism. Germany, Italy, England, the options are numerous. The decision is imminent. Nicolas Jackson's transfer is expected within 48 hours, inshallah. So I think this really shows that I think Nicolas Jackson might be leaving within the 48 hours. I think uh, it's gonna be. I think when it comes to Nkunku and Nicolas Jackson, I always knew that Nicolas Jackson's transfer is gonna be easy because we have already seen that in the couple of months. It has been almost months we have been seeing that so many clubs are interested, and we have seen German clubs who really wanted loan from him. We have seen interest from other clubs as well when it comes to Newcastle, when it comes to Aston Villa. Now, when it comes to interest, we got a lot of clubs, but right now I would like to say that I think Bayern Munich, I think they are the top when it comes to the interest. Let's see what's exclusive. Right now, it's been 2 hours since this has been posted. Let's see what's the latest on Bayern Munich stance on Nicolas Jackson. So, yes, there is now an agreement between Nicolas Jackson and Bayern Munich. Bayern just need to agree a fee with Chelsea. Both parties want to get it done. Jackson agent is in London to finalize the transfer. I think Munich and Nicolas Jackson has agreed to the deal. Personal terms, I think it's already done. The main thing really depends on the club to club talk. So I think that's the most important, ingredient when it comes to Nicolas Jackson, because we need to offload our books, and we need to comply with PSR rules. That is the most important thing. And right now, if Bayern Munich are really interested, then they should, not only get the player on a loan, but it must be on an obligation to buy the player. And I think this thing is really happening because when you see such kind of news where the player's agent have declared it like there's only 48 hours left, we're gonna hear a new here we go soon. So I think it has come to a point where we can see Nicolas Jackson moving. But it's still, we can't say anything on that because we know that there are so many clubs which have interest on Nicolas Jackson. It is not just one club, there are several English clubs, as rightly said by his agent Kamara. So we have lots of interest when it comes to Nicolas Jackson. Obviously, Nicolas Jackson is a multiple he can play in multiple positions. He's not only a striker, he can play as a second striker. And we have seen times where Pochettino has used him in the wings. So I think that's this is coming. But I think Bayern Munich, I think they are in a top position. But after that, after Bayern Munich, if I see any other clubs there might be 40% chances that Newcastle might come in, but right now it really looks like Nicolas Jackson is heading its way to Bayern Munich. Let's see what's the latest. Let's see more about Nicolas Jackson, what's happening with that. So, Matlaw, I'm told that if Nicolas Jackson goes on a loan with obligation, it would be an obligation in the style of Lewis Hall to Newcastle, whereby the obligation is pretty much absolutely guaranteed. So I think that is what we needed. I think this clearly one shows that both the clubs might agree in this stance that Nicolas Jackson will be a, a Bayern Munich player. I think this is happening. This is where I can tell you that this might be happening. Not 100%, but yeah, 70% I can definitely tell you that this is happening. I think because he wants Bayern Munich and the club really wants him. And if we see that if we allow players, I think we don't want to put more headache on ourselves, like to on outgoings of our different players. So I think this move is happening. So let's see what's gonna happen next with Nicolas Jackson. But currently, it looks like Bayern Munich have their interest. But definitely, we don't want a loan. Please don't come up here in Chelsea. We have so many outgoings already. We don't want loan, and I think by now every club knows that we don't want loan. But how many of you guys remember that last month? I think I heard the news from Matt Law. Matt Law was saying that if Nicolas Jackson leaves to a English club, the transfer market value would be around 80 million. But I think the cost would be would be reduced to 65, 70 if it's some other clubs from Germany or Italy. So I think there might be a bid somewhere around 65 to 75 mil. I think 65 to 70 mil. I think this is happening with Nicolas Jackson. So here we have the latest on Chukwuemeka to Borussia Dortmund. Here we go. Deal done. Plan confirmed. Chelsea to receive fee around 25 million with add-ons and heavy sell-on clause. All is also included in the key, which is the key in the deal. So I think that's done. And a heavy sell-on clause is also included. I think which is 40%, which is really nice to see. And I think this is business. I mean, when it comes to Arsenal, when it comes to Chelsea, there's a vast difference. You see the amount of players. I think we have earned around 300 million from this transfer window. I think that is Chelsea. You have this business. You have this. So we. Karne Chukwuemeka has also posted something on his Instagram. I would like to show you this. Thank you, Chelsea, for everything. Forever grateful. And this is childhood picture of him. It really feels bad when you see someone who really adored Chelsea and he's leaving. I think it really feels bad, but we can't help. As a player, I think he has been good and he has been very professional. If you see Karne Chukwuemeka, uh, there were times where we saw that he might do something with the when we saw him in the pitch in the early stages, but I think there were points where injuries. There were lots of injuries. I think this was the most, that was the only problem which I saw with Karnichi Kumega. He didn't get enough time because of his injuries. We tried to make a loan move for him, but he didn't get enough time for Borussia Dortmund. But yeah, I think Borussia Dortmund saw potential for him. At, so I wish him good luck. I really want him to do well, and I'll be happy. Really, I'll be very happy if he does well. I wish him best of luck. Best. So we got something on Raheem Sterling. That's the latest. Besiktas, I don't know how it's pronounced, have offered Raheem Sterling a 5 million annual salary. Negotiations with Chelsea over a permanent deal are ongoing. 2 plus 1 year contract on the table. It's a Turkish club, and this has been reported by Ekrem Konur. He is a Turkish journalist, so I think it's high time for Raheem Sterling to move away from London because I don't think so. Clubs are really London-based clubs are really looking for him. Not even London, I can say. Not even one English club is looking for him. In the past couple of months, we just saw few clubs who had interest on him, which included Fulham, but other than that, I didn't see any interest on him. I didn't even see interest from Saudi clubs. They were of interest 2 years ago, but now it's completely done. I think just like Nkunku, he accepted a wage cut. I think Raheem Sterling, it's high time to where he, sacrifice. And it's a Muslim country. You can have the same culture over there, so please, you can leave my club. Let's see what happens on this. Now we got something latest on Axel Disasi. It's not done deal, but Bournemouth looks like the most likely destination for Axel Disasi. This has been reported by Matla. I think this one is happening. Let's see what happens on this one. I don't have any clue because by yesterday we were listening interest from Sunderland, but in today's morning we got something from Karen Gill where it said that Sunderland this morning playing down talk of any approach bid for Axel Disasi. I think Sunderland are not interested at this point of time. I don't know why do you have to come if you don't have interest at the first place? Don't waste our time. Yeah, I think this move might be happening, but let's see. I think Axel Disasi is a sort of player, unlike Sterling, Chilwell. I think Axel Disasi might find his club. I think there were previously interest from different clubs. So I think there will be clubs who are looking for Axel Disasi. I don't think so. It will be a difficult one. I see him around 20-25 million. I think 25 million would be the price tag on him. So I think clubs will approach him for Axel Disasi. I see this move coming in. Now we almost covered all the transfer updates, but only one player is left out with, and it is Christopher Nkunku. I think last week we saw interest from RB Leipzig, but they only wanted a loan without an obligation to buy. Other than that, till yesterday we were listening about Aston Villa, but after that we didn't hear anything. There is no concrete movement for him. I think it's quite difficult because there's one reason behind it, and it's the price tag. So Christopher Nkunku has a price tag of 40 million. So I think clubs will hesitate on that because we have seen who in the past years and 1 or 2 years we have seen Nkunku is a good player, but the injuries has been one factor, but he has, overcome that situation. But on paper it doesn't looks good when it comes to the stats. It really doesn't looks good. And when it comes to Chelsea, being a fan of Chelsea, I know that Maresca's, game of style didn't suit him. And it might be as a player as well. He was not able to, replicate the same because when we saw under Mauricio Pochettino, he really did well, but he's not doing well when it comes to Enzo Maresca. Now, this is a bit concerning for me because we got something from David Ornstein, and this is the latest on Christopher Nkunku. Christopher Nkunku holds the key to whether Xavi Simons' proposed Chelsea switch occurs. If Nkunku does not move to RB Leipzig, it could prove detrimental to Simons joining Chelsea. So I think this is the latest, and I think this doesn't looks really not good because we can see the Garnacho move really happening. But Christopher Nkunku, this looks a little bit difficult move because there are clubs who really wants loan, but there's only few clubs who really wants to pay, and we have seen these are the only English clubs who really want to pay. But other than that, we don't find any clubs other than German clubs who just wants loan. So if it's not Aston Villa, it is gonna be difficult for Nkunku to find a way. But I've got really something really every story has a link, and just like that, I told you earlier that I want to add another player in this tally, and it is Tyreek George. Now we are not able to find a move for Nkunku, so we can definitely find a way for Tyreek George. And here's the latest on Tyreek George, and it's a very debatable topic, when it comes to Tyreek George. But I want you to look on it. what Matt Law has to say. So Matt Law's latest on Tyreek George, I think he'll leave permanently. I'm told it's more likely he will permanently leave now rather than a loan. So I think club is looking for options because Chelsea, they really know that they want Xavi Simons, but we can't hold on Christopher Nkunku, one player for the movement. And when I see Tyreek George, yes, I think Garnacho deal is happening and it's 100% almost at the final stage. So where do we see? We have Jamie Gittins out there. We have Estevao who can play in different positions. At that point of time, I really don't see Tyreek George. Although I'm a huge admirer of Tyreek George, how good he is as a young player. I think he have lots of contribution last season for Chelsea. But I think it would be a tough call. For me, the easiest move was to, get him a loan for a year and then see him. Maybe we could have made a move for himself to, Strasbourg. But things are very critical at this point of time. When we are going to the end of the window, we are seeing lots of news coming up, because and it's happening because if you see the list again, you'll see Chukwumeka, Anselmino, Vega. These players are really good, and that's why they have found their way. Now, Nkunku over the years, I would say that haven't been that good enough over the past 2 years, and that's why clubs are hesitating to, put a bid. Even in Club World Cup, we try to increase the value, but I think this deal really looks difficult when it comes to Nkunku. So I think as it from the overall point of view, I think we should let my point of view is that I think we should let Tariq George go because he will get good game time over there wherever he goes. And at Chelsea Football Club, it really looks difficult where he can really find, game time. And with the help of Tyreek George, I think we can make a way for Xavi Simons. So I think Xavi Simons deal is on, and Xavi Simons really wants Chelsea, and it's really gonna be very important this window. Every Chelsea player more than Garnacho, we really want Xavi Simons, and right now we really want Xavi Simons more than Garnacho. The reason is that now we have seen Cole Palmer. I think he's gonna come back after the international break, but then who's gonna cover his position? We can't play every player's day in day out when it comes to the wingers. Yes, we have limited players. We can't put uh, Estava William in the same position who might not replicate the same when it comes to Xavi Simons. So yes, I think this deal is important, and I think because of the injury factor of Cole Palmer, I think we might also see, you know, Nkunku's uh, exit, which might not happen, but definitely Tyreek George is definitely. There are clubs we have seen interest when it comes to. There are clubs with like Roma, which is a recent club which has shown interest. So I think it is a good deal. I think by this Tyreek George, both the clubs and the players are also gonna be happy. So yes, if every parties are happy, then all happy. But it is gonna be a difficult one for the fans to take on because we thought Tyreek George has we know everyone knows that how much potential this player has. So we have come to an end of the video. It was really nice, and thank you if you're still watching the video till the end. I'm really glad that you have watched it, and it's gonna be a tough window because we have so many outgoings and we have two incomings. It's gonna be really difficult one, and this transfer window might go to the deadline day. So yes, anything can happen in this transfer window. I'll be there. I'll be giving you all the latest transfer information. Whatever is new, you're gonna get it in my channel. So please like, share, subscribe my channel, and thank you.